quick or not, but it's a check-in. What I mean by quick is that I don't have any specific agenda. We are now August of 2023. I think that we started Big Brother last year, July. This year we're beginning of July, so we were already probably a month deep into Big Brother, close to a month into Big Brother by this point last year. So we've had a long wait. We have had a long wait. What are we today? 22nd. So as of Sunday, we're going to have a week and some change of a wait for the season to start. I probably won't be live on premiere night, and the reason I won't be live on premiere night is because I'll be at the premiere party. Be at the premiere party that Ozza's throwing. Pretty excited about that. I'm going to see some people that I have met before. I'm going to see some new people that I have not met. It's going to be a good time. I might try to go live while I'm in there, just so that you guys can see what's happening. But yeah, I am so ready for the season to start. I'm so ready for the season to start. It's like it gives you something to really just dive into. It's different than any other shows. And I'm saying that as somebody who never wanted to watch Big Brother. I would see it on the TV, change the channel. Like, give me the competition shows where people are physically competing and doing challenges. Like, everybody knows I have a lifetime challenge pass, lifetime challenge subscription. The only reason I even got into Big Brother was a combination of reasons. Number one, the pandemic. So there was a point in time here in New York where everything was locked down. And we were not allowed to leave our house unless we were an essential worker. There was curfews, there was time curfews. And I think the challenge was on at that time. They had this season called Total Madness of the Challenge. And that season and previous seasons of recent years had all these challenge people with challenge backgrounds. Casey, Fessy, Bailey, Davon, Josh, Paulie. There was an infiltration of Big Brother people on the challenge. So the combination of not having anything to do and getting tired of seeing all these Big Brother people on the show with no background information, like I didn't know their background story because I didn't watch the show. I finally caved in and was like, okay, let me go and watch some of these seasons. I started with season 16. Season 16 was a season where they had the hitman, and Cody and Derek ended up taking the 1 and 2 spots. Cody actually won the final competition and had the chance to choose. He made the wrong choice that season. He made the right choice when he came back for All Stars. Did the show twice. So after I watched season 16, what was the next one that I watched? I can't really remember. I think I watched season 10, which I loved. I watched season 18, I believe. Yes, I watched season 18. I watched Paulie's season. Paulie's season was pretty interesting. I watched All Stars. I watched The Cookout season was the first season that I watched live. I've seen maybe 8 seasons of Big Brother at this point. I want to catch up with the other ones. I just don't have the bandwidth because now I've been covering so many different shows. I started watching Survivor now. I still watch The Challenge, Big Brother. I started watching The Circle. I watched The Traders. Like, I've gotten into watching a bunch of shows for the sake of my channel, which is why it's not as easy as it was previously for me to actually go back and watch old seasons of old shows. So that's where I'm at with that. I'm excited that the season is starting shortly. And another thing about that, while Big Brother was going on last year, my dad was sick during that time. And as a matter of fact, I think it might have been 2 days, 2 to 3 days before finale night, or it might have even been the night before the finale, as a matter of fact. He had a stroke at that point. And I remember being on live when I got that call from my mom. Okay, your dad's in the hospital. We don't know how much longer he's going to have. And that really put my mind in a spot. And then she was like, so I turned off the live, and I had to leave. I went to the hospital, and it was actually during one of my most popular live feeds that I ever did, and I titled it "Monty Where's the Headphones." Some of y'all will remember that, because that was during the time when Taylor took the headphones off of Monty's head, and he had a hissy fit over it, and said she's not the type of woman that he'd want to be with because she took the headphones off of his head. And then I left. I went to the hospital. I was pretty distraught. Sorry about that. It looks like it cut me off. I don't remember where I left off. Oh yes, I was talking about how I ran to the hospital. I came back and I did Monty Wears Headphones Part 2, which ended up being probably about 10,000 views between those two videos, and probably the most people I ever had on my live during that time period. But the point of me saying that is that it was a welcome distraction for me, because when I jumped on the live, I was able to focus on something else for a little bit. And also, that's how I found my music and mental health community. They were very supportive. People were always checking in. How's your dad? How's your dad? And he ended up being here throughout the end of the season, even though they told us that he only had weeks or days to live. He lived into this year and lived into April of this year. And actually, because of Big Brother, I have a good memory of that time, because otherwise I don't know where I would be or what I would be doing. And I was off work at that time too. I took 3 months off of work. So I was very appreciative to have found this and started this platform when I did. I wanted to address something though that I just thought about now. I know that I said this in another video, and people said the video was choppy. This one might be choppy too, so apologies in advance. It's always choppy when I'm not home on my Wi-Fi network. But when I made my comments about it could be my last year on YouTube, it's not because anything is or anyone is pushing me out, forcing me out, or anything like that. It's just that I have to determine whether YouTube is worth the time financially. Now, I could do this all day. I love doing this. It's an easy thing for me to do. I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy giving people glimpses into my life. However, there's certain moves that I need to make that require my finances to be at a certain point. Thus far, YouTube has not proven to be the avenue that is giving me enough for me to do that. I hope that changes with the things that I'm doing with my page. I'm putting a little bit more. You're gonna see the things that I'm putting in more into the page. I'm excited for whenever this Sam interview drops, and I'm gonna have one also soon with Shuby. If you guys watch The Circle, I have a couple of them that I'm waiting on. I've given you guys their names, or I've given some of you their names. Maybe I have not officially announced them, but there's a couple of other people on deck that already told me when their time frees up, they're gonna get to me, but their time is not freed up yet. So waiting on them. But yeah, the point being, the input has to equal the output, or the input has to be worth the output, because I definitely put a lot of time and effort into this, and I need to make sure that it's giving me what I need in order to continue. And with that said, we have the rest of July, August, September, October, November, December. That's about 6 months. I'm going to put my all. I'm going to put my best foot forward in these 6 months. I'm going to be on this page consistently, plugging away. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. However, as I have said, and I'll continue to say, even if YouTube specifically doesn't work out, there's other platforms. I'm not just going to disappear off the face of the earth. You'll still be able to reach me. I'll let you know how. If I happen to transfer to Patreon, or whether it's just adding me on Facebook, I make a Facebook group or something, because I don't want people to think or get the impression that I only do this for money. You know, this is something that I enjoy doing. It's something that I feel a sense of purpose and fulfillment in doing. But if I'm making little to nothing doing it, then I will just do it for free as a hobby, as I was doing it before, because it's a time commitment to do it for like as a side job, you know. And the people who have made these pages, and they would understand. I know they would understand. I'm sure most of you would understand. Like, it's something that I was doing in my free time anyways, not to this extent though. You know, like, I would not be trying to get breaking news on Big Brother or anything like that, because it's just like I see it when I see it. But once it became a page responsibility, I'm like, I'm on it. If something's happening, I'm on it. I'm reporting it. I'm making sure that I'm one of the first people to cover it. Matter of fact, a lot of you might remember the very first Monty Taylor connection. I was one of the first people to capture that. A lot of people said they saw it first on my page and followed me for that. But that's all I got. I hope everyone's doing well, and we'll talk again soon.